United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless America.
Amen.
All right, board members, make sure your mic is on so people can hear you. Thanks for everybody coming out on a nice warm night. It's a little warm in here, I think, but Bruce's hair is working or not?
It's not working well enough.
All right. Anyway, so hope everybody's staying cool and maybe the hot streak will stop here pretty soon, so. Okay, tonight, roll call. Reggie DeLuca is absent, he's excused tonight, but everybody else is present. We don't have a whole lot on the agenda tonight, but the agenda's before us. Any additions or deletions by anybody? If not, agenda stands as presented. Okay, so we're right down to public comment. Who's going to be first? Stand right up. Paul?
I wonder if you can give a little idea of what's going on with your streetscape, the streetscape here.
Okay. All right.
What?
I'll give it, can we just wait till, if it's okay, can we wait till,
Oh, yeah.
I know Bruce and I have been involved in some of the others, so we'll give an update on what's going on, and so everybody will know. If you don't mind, that would be good. Okay, who else? Did you want to come up?
Was I supposed to tell him we're here?
Yep, you could just come up so we can hear you. All right, and give us your name.
Mary Hoisington.
Okay.
And I brought some problems I'm having, and I can't get them taken with everybody.
Okay.
And that's why I brought to show pictures of it, so I can
Okay.
see all the, should I show you?
Sure, you can bring them up here and we'll let the board see them. Now, your property is on 7 Mile.
So you drive. Drive a railroad.
Okay?
This is going for long.
Okay.
And all that stuff you see right now, just been bothering a lot of it.
Okay.
And he's just bringing it night after night. I don't know what he's doing.
Okay.
This is our road.
Okay.
That he's supposed to do this, but he's supposed to cut all the way back. But he likes to drive. He wants his trees.
Got
He
it.
doesn't want him to be there. The road doesn't go there, but he can't handle it.
Okay.
He should just, it's not for him.
Right.
If he wants to do something he wants to do, he should put in place.
Okay.
And we can't, and it's getting more and more, and it's got to stop.
Okay. All right, well, we'll look at these. And they'll look at it, and then we'll hand these back to you when
Okay,
they're done at it. So, any other things you'd like to say about it?
No, right now, I'm working on that.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I don't know if I should say that now. There's also a problem with the water. He brought it up and bad dammed it. And I'm trying to talk to the guy who took it in.
Okay, no, very good. Thanks for coming tonight. During the supervisor's comments, I'll make some comments about it, just so I tell you what I know, some of the stuff that I know is going on. We'll talk about it in a minute. Okay, anybody else? Pete? Okay, go ahead. Deputy, we're gonna introduce you. Yep,
Okay.
come on up.
How are you guys doing? I'm Corporal Brian Webb with Washington County Sheriff's Office. I'm kindly the new assigned deputy here to Salem Township. Deputy McGrady has gotten injured, but I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, that's it's all up to him. So I'm kind of taking over for the time being. I've been a police officer to 2001, so I've been around for a few years. My main focus for the last 15 years, I was in traffic services, and I just came out because I'm retiring in a few years. So I came out here to Salem because I like Salem. It's very, yeah, thank you. I patrolled here a lot. I've known Chief Rockwell for many years. I've done a few fatal crashes up here. So that was my main focus, was a lot of traffic services and stuff. So I know Salem, it's kind of a hot button issue with traffic. It's a busy, busy area. I've written a lot of tickets up here, and I'm gonna probably continue to do that. because I make a lot of stops. And I believe in truck enforcement. I've got a background in that, in commercial motor vehicle. I got a background in traffic, and because these a lot of high-speed roads out here, we get a lot of traffic crashes. And hopefully, you know, that I'm gonna be out here, I'm making a lot of stops so far. I've only been out for 2 weeks, but like right now, the big thing is keeping these construction workers safe through traffic while they work on this and stuff. So like I said, I have the township phone, I'm available for anybody's questions or anything, and hopefully I can help out here and whatever we can do for you. So, Gary, I can ask.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead, man.
What was your name again?
Brian Webb, B-R-I-N-W-B, like Jack Webb, right? That's how they think. I can tell this crowd, but most of the deputies, they're, you know, 30 and younger ago, they just look at me like this, so yeah. So everybody calls me the Jack Webb, whatever you want to call me, so, yeah, so. All right? All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So if any of the residents get tickets, make sure you talk to Bruce.
Listen, I try to be nice to my residents, but I can only be nice so long,
Right.
right? So we all need to follow the law, that's all there is to it.
I have to tell you, my son Travis, I think most of you know, he's married, he's got 4 kids, whatever, so. Yeah, 4 grand, whatever, I got so many grandkids, but anyway, but he comes to here, they pull him over, and he says, well, you know, my dad's a supervisor. I says, you gotta be kidding, you know, he said, well, the guy says, yeah, I know who you are, and he's, you know, so next week, he comes through, gets pulled over again. And he calls me up. It was a different, I think it was John Gorney, and so the guy says, well, call your dad up. I says, give him a ticket and give it to him as much as you can. I said, because he deserves it. So he got the lesson right away. So that doesn't work. So, but anyway, thanks. Okay, Dee, you're.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Dee Davey. I'm a precinct delegate in Salem Township. And I want to ask people in this room, how many know that non-citizens voted in the 2024 election?
It's going to be important.
And how many people know that anytime an individual has an interaction with the driver's license bureau, you know, you go to register a vehicle, you got to change title, you got to update your license, whatever, or any other government agency in Michigan, you are automatically registered to vote. And does anybody know how, because I don't, our Secretary of State manages our voter rolls to make sure that non-citizens are not on the voter rolls?
She does.
So 82% of Michiganders agree that only citizens should vote. 84 to 87% of Americans want photo ID. And 83 to 86% of Americans want proof of citizenship. There is a ballot initiative just recently launched last week that will ensure that that only citizens vote in Michigan and local elections. Now you say, oh, we already have proof of citizenship. You know, they tick that little box at the Secretary of State's office to say. But this is there's no constitutional amendment. This is a constitutional amendment to ensure that only citizens vote in Michigan and local elections. This petition will also mandate that our Secretary of State remove non-citizens from our voter rolls, and to ensure that people show photo ID when they vote in Michigan and local elections. If you agree with like over 80% of the population that only citizens should vote, please sign my petition. I'll be around after the meeting. Thank you.
How many signatures do you need?
Pardon?
How many signatures do you need to get on the ballot?
We need 440,000, we're aiming for 600,000 because we know some of the signatures will be invalidated because people don't fill it in right or whatever, there's duplicates, yada,
They're
yada,
not
yada.
citizens.
And you must be a Michigan, a resident, a Michigan registered voter to sign the petition. And when you sign a petition, make sure you sign a petition for the county that you reside in. I've only brought Washtenaw tonight because I don't think we have visitors from other counties here. But if anybody offers you a petition, if you don't sign tonight, you know, if you want to think about it, just make sure you sign the right county. Any other questions?
Do you know how that affects what's going on, the ballot, the absentee ballots? Because does that mean that the Secretary of State puts names out there for the roll, and they're not citizens, and they want an absentee ballot, they can get it?
If a name is on the qualified voter file as a registered voter, they will automatically be sent an application,
Or 2 or 3.
or 2 or 3. It's happened. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. So it's under supervisor's comments. I just wanted to make a comment to the folks tonight on this property. So just make sure you understand the township's position when it comes to any blight issues or anything that comes our way, like this situation, is that the process is that you fill out a complaint form, and the complaint form is turned into the township. Our ordinance officer, which is here on Fridays in the mornings, he will go out and inspect the properties and then issue violations, and it's been working out really well. Now, the only thing I know about in your circumstances is I believe that our ordinance officer was going to come out to the property, and I guess there was something about, I don't know, you were not there, or you were, you know, because you don't live on the property, you live somewhere else, correct?
He had emergency.
Okay. So anyway, so that's kind of what the problem was, is for him not to be out there to see what it is. So the owner of the property, we know who the owners of the property. This all started back probably with the, I don't know what they were using the trails for. It was for kind of a fall event that was over by 7 Mile and Curry last year, and I want to say the year before.
They weren't allowed to use it.
Okay, well, again, they were using the property. The township planner approved of the event, but again, it was supposed to be for a charitable organization which helps support the Historical Society of Salem. So we thought, well, being a charitable thing, that this would be the right thing to do, but it was a donation, part of it to them, but the rest was for profit for the people that were running it. So then it became a late night thing. They were putting signs all over, so we called them in and are not having that event, as I know of now. That's not the people who own, it wasn't even the people who owned the property was not the people who were putting the event on. So that was another issue. So anyway, they've been told not to be doing, that they're not going to be doing that event this year. So that was the first thing that brought this to our attention, and now this other stuff is something that I don't know about, but we do need to look into, and I want to let you know that I will personally be involved in having Mike go out there on Friday to see what we can do to get this corrected.
Question?
Yes?
I'm gonna be taking it down, the road, this cable. Now, if it's not open yet, is he allowed to have a key and go in, or does he use a code? Say that, code. Use a code.
A code?
No, a key.
A key?
Yeah, can he use it, go by himself? Does he have to be there if he has a key? Give him a key.
The property.
Well, right, you're right, but you're talking about our ordinance officer going there?
Yeah.
So I would like for you and him to arrange to meet out there and see what the problem is out there, so we can help you. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for being here tonight. Okay, so let's, yes, Bonnie.
Did you ask Dee to pass her petition around?
I'm sorry,
Is Dee going to pass her petition around?
yeah, she can, if she'd like to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bonnie.
You just start.
I'll just start here and just pass it through the room. Thank you.
Okay, everybody else, okay, so moving on down, we're headed to the consent agenda. Clerk Wensley.
All right, thank you. We move that Salem Township approve the following consent agenda items. We have the minutes of July 8th, 2025, regular meeting of the Board of Trustees. And we have disbursements for the month of July out of the general fund of $103,683.01. We had a payroll of $55,316.45. Escrow fund, $9,321.75. Sewer fund, $10,260.57. The MEDC water fund, $235.85. The MEDC fund, $7,891.10. And now we have invoices for the this month of August, out of the general fund, $273,199.10. Escrow fund, $7,687.50. Sewer fund, $11,973.06. The water fund, $1,038.47. And lastly, the MEDC fund, $7,891.10. Do we have a second on all these?
I'll second. Okay, John Daniel seconds. Any other discussion, board members? David, are you awake? Just want to make sure I didn't say hi to you tonight. So. All right, all those in favor say aye. Any opposed? All right, motion's passed. Sorry, David, I'm just teasing. Don't be mad at me.
Thanks for waking me up.
Okay, we have no business items tonight and no financial reports, so we're down to the chief.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Of course, attached the monthly report. I think the biggest thing I want to call it that we had in the month of July was we had the fire, which was on the first day, and that did get some Garner News coverage in Channel 2. The other thing is we did have the fast rains that came in, flooded the roads. We had 2 drivers attempt to drive through the water. It was basically flooded over there in front of the landfill on 6 Mile. Both of those cars got stuck, flooded. One of the cars was like a week old and less than 500 miles. And so,
It's bad guy.
and so again, you know, as Deputy Webb has alluded to, we've got a lot of construction and school's going to be starting soon, so just the traffic, it's nice to have a deputy to help out with that. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, Jim. I just want to let people know, Jim lost his mom just here, and there's be services on Thursday, so we want to send our condolences to you and your family and stuff, so
Thank you.
remember your family in prayers and stuff. Okay, so general township updates. I guess we got a lot to talk about. I don't know what you want to talk about first. You want to talk about the landscape, the streetscape? That's positive. Good. So I think the streetlights are ordered, correct?
Hope so.
As long as you pick them.
I didn't pick them.
Did you approve?
Because what I picked, you know, they didn't like.
No.
No. So the office looked at them and people kind of agreed.
Well, they've been approved. As long as they're approved, they're
They're
going to
ordered.
work.
But they're not, we all agreed together, so, all right. So, you know, so we're meeting now every Thursday.
Thursday at 2 o'clock.
At 2 o'clock, and you know, if you want to come in and sit on these meetings, you're more than welcome to do that. So, and they're basically the contractors, the engineers, people who are involved to show progress as it's moving along. So, as of right now, we got consent. So, first project is east of the railroad tracks, there was a pipe there that has totally collapsed and has been a problem for several years. It runs in the back, we call that the airport property. And that pipe runs through and has been collapsing through the people's neighborhoods. It's like big sinkholes. And it's just been a huge problem, goes down to where the creek is on the side there, and the people have been just constantly dealing with flooding problems. So it's a county drain, the county's kind of responsible for it. We kind of said, hey, when we get this project all going, let's put that into this drainage issue and figure out how to move that forward. So I don't know if they got that to this point this week, maybe you know more that they were starting on that, starting this week.
Starting at the end, they've got they're going backwards, more actually dumps into the ditch,
Right.
to the creek, and working their way back up.
And there's an Edison line there that they gotta get Edison to move, I found that out today, so
Okay.
that's kind of held up a little bit of things. So that's on the east side of the tracks. So as far as the drainage goes, the drainage is starting, Bruce, why don't you tell me? You're more of an engineer than I am. We got plans that are out there too.
Right, there are plans over there on the table, but we're basically trying to pick up all the drainage from Euclid and bring it down along the street here, back on South Street, and then over to Storage Pond, back in this corner here, and then it'll eventually get into Johnson Creek in a controlled amount. So there's a meter pipe coming out of that storage pond, it's retention pond. So it'll be metered so it doesn't cause a lot of erosion, and will store a pretty good sized rain in there, like 50 or 100 year rain is what it's figured for. So that's going to be a lot of excavation going on to build that pond. So we got to obviously dig a big old hole to fill in, so that's going to be a lot of trucking coming out of there. It's going to be about 3 weeks of trucking coming out of that area, probably late this month or early next month.
So just so you know, that's Kalo's property that he bought this and mitigated some wetlands over that way and bought this property over here on Pearl Street and made a wetland area in the back there. So it saved us millions of dollars, but he ended up giving the Salem Township the property to put this retention pond in. So he gave us that property, which saved us a couple $1 million from what I've been told, to where the drainage can go there and, filter through and head to the Johnson Creek and empty that way. So, the water in the town here between the back of the store, the flooding through all the homes there, the water has really nowhere to go. It was getting down by the church and the water, well, the next street, past the church is Euclid, right? I always get the streets mixed up, but the water was getting hung up there. It would shoot underneath 6 Mile, flood that whole property back, then it started running down towards, to the west, and then some would head to down Salem Road. There was no, everything was failing, and it's just been a huge, huge problem. So, we had talked about doing a streetscape maybe 10 years ago, but then we thought, you know what, it doesn't make sense to do the streetscape and having all kinds of flooding issues and not correct it. So doing it all in one sweep here was the best thing to do, I think. And I think it's going to be nice once it's done. It's just getting there and everybody being patient. Because we've had a lot of people not patient here lately, getting on social media. What can we do? You can't win. So, but we're trying to get it done right, do it the best way. So anything else, Paul, you'd like us to comment about?
What kind of beautification are you doing for the town then?
Yeah, so we have some really nice streetlights, so it's going to help that. We've got some trees that will be planted. The parking along 6 Mile will be, there'll be brick pavers. There will be, give it a whole different look. So, and it's really going, when it comes to the beautification part of it, it's really going to be from the tracks headed up to the church. And, and then we're gonna pick up streetlights going a little bit further,
Right, we're-
because we need lights for the kids and stuff that are out there.
Yeah, one of our goals is to also make sure we have a safe passage for the kids to get down the sidewalk. For all these residents on this side of the street, so we've got sidewalks going all the way down to Euclid, and enough lighting to at least on those times of year when it's either dark coming or dark going home, that they have a little bit of lighting as well, so that'll be all included in that project.
You know, I think there's how many streetlights? 28? There's quite a few streetlights, and they have place for flagpoles. It'd be nice for Flag Day, and have electricity if you want to do Christmas light. We just give the town a little bit facelift. I think it'll be really cool to say we live in Salem and this is our little town, so. Any other questions about the streetscape we can answer? Or?
I think you're also giving sidewalks for the kids to ride on or walk
Yeah,
on too, because
yeah.
a lot of times right now they're riding in the street.
Right.
And so that's gonna be helpful
Yeah.
too.
How long is this gonna take?
I think till the end of fall, maybe?
The construction season ends pretty much end of November. There'll be some punch items and maybe some landscape items beyond that that may or may not get done, but the goal is to have all the underground and paving done by the end of November, with the finalized portions of the landscaping, the tree planting and whatnot, by the end of December. Again, weather permitting.
Bonnie?
We're not officially a town yet, are we? Are you making it a town? It's a hamlet, and it's not a village only, it's a hamlet.
Correct.
Okay.
We're
so
keeping it a hamlet.
You can't call it a town, you can't call it anything else but.
Okay. Hamlet Town.
There are many hamlets, that's cool.
It's not Garyville either.
Whitakerville, there you go. There
I just noticed that the profile of that piping is oval, not round. Is there an advantage to maybe not having to bury it as deeply, or?
Yeah, I don't know, I noticed that tonight too. It's in it.
That's predominantly for that side of the railroad tracks. I think this will be mostly round pipe, and that is probably for that purpose, just like you said, because it's going to be a shallow buried pipe.
Yeah, I never seen that before, I noticed that tonight. Okay, no other questions about the streetscapes? Okay, if not, so now we can discuss about our sewer that we've been trying to get for years and years and years. And so we had another resolution that was presented to the Canton Township Board. We felt that we were there, and once went to the meeting, once again, it was the same thing of providing residents with sewer taps, which is anywhere between $5 and $7 million, our engineers said, that to help with their infrastructure in Canton Township. So it doesn't give us the go-ahead to go through the right-of-way and get this sewer project behind us. And, you know, when they put it into their resolutions about, we told them that there could be a stub in the line after they figured all their infrastructure out, that they could tap into that stub and have a meter to see how much they're using, so they could be charged for using that sewer capacity running down to Ypsilanti. So that's the only thing that we agreed to. It'd be like a stub or a T, but now they're saying it's taps that are going to take care of the residents that need sewer. So it's just not going to fly. The board members are really nice to us, and they're saying, well, great, we got a great deal. All the papers have said Salem and Canton have become, it's been settled, and everybody still kind of thinks that. And the press calls, and I'm just saying, you know what? I don't want to get into a battle with our neighbors. It's just that we have to have the assurance that we can go through the road right away to put that sewer in and be done with it. It's not that there can't be stipulations. They can figure out all their infrastructure problems, but they have to pay for it I took information, the grant specifically says that the monies has to be used for the infrastructure for sewer and water and utilities for the urban services district, and it can't be used for anything else, because that was one of the things they thought, well, why don't you use that monies to help with their issues? So we showed them the proof, everything was there, but they still did not agree to let us go through the road right away. So where do we go from here? So the developer is getting very is frustrated with it, so they're pressing us. And again, we told the state is holding the permit for a wastewater treatment plant, which everybody knows that we do not want that. But again, the developer is saying we waited long enough. And so I finally got the township deputy to call the state, have a conversation, and they said, we understand what Salem wants. We're gonna have one more conversation. Tonight was the deadline. We had wrote them the resolution and to say that tonight was the night for them to pass it. And so it's not on their agenda tonight, but they are gonna talk to the state and in the next week or so, and with myself, and to see, they feel like there's an agreement there, but, I've been told that, 2 or 3 times now, and it hasn't come across. So we're just trying to be patient, steer the ship, and let's just get it done. But they know what needs to be done, and we're not gonna kick it off and have our engineers start spending a ton of money on engineering to get the sewer line in without having an assurance that we can do. And that's just our stand. And we're not, one of the papers said that, I was being a bully, and it's like, and that's just so far from the truth. We're not. We just want to do the right thing and to move this project forward. So, any questions about that? Anyone else? Yes, Dee.
I just want to say thank you, Gary and the board, for your persistence and managing this situation. It's appreciated because nobody wants the sewer treatment plant, and thank you for what you're doing.
We appreciate that. Yes, Joe.
How come the Shawstack and the owners don't want to pony up for whatever Canton Township wants?
You know what? I was in a meeting. Kevin Jingle was on the phone, and all the Warren Evans and all them, and said, well, why don't you have Shawstack, just like you said. So I stepped down and called them. And I'm not afraid to call, but they said absolutely not. And again, I mean, they're just, they know this is a public road right away, and that's kind of what frustrates me. It's not, if we want to do something in the public road right away around here, I can't even put calcium chloride on a dirt road. They won't allow us, which helps the poor people that live in these dirt roads that are so dusty, because we don't own the roads. And to me, it's the right thing to do. We go over here, just go over by the landfill on 6 Mile or Napier. It's calcium chloride on there. It's just night and day. I was just down there today. It's just, and you go on the Salem roads and it's like you can't even breathe. So I just, again, this is the road right away where it's not Canton Road right away, it's the public right away, road right away that we're asking to bring this through. So anyway, I think we're still going to get there. I mean,
Today's the deadline, but obviously it could be moved another time. I mean,
yeah. So like I said, Phil Ogroff, the Eagle director, is going to host the meeting again with us, and just they feel, Ken told them that they feel they have the appropriate language to approve to let us come through the road right away. A lot of people have been on vacation, so that's been, the supervisor was out of the country and she just got back, so we can sit down and have more conversations and get this thing done. So that's what we're hoping for.
Is that anxious as Shawstack is? I mean, they haven't raised money to do this project, right? They haven't raised a nickel to do this project, to finish the infrastructure.
No.
To get the sewer line through.
No.
So they're anxious to do something, but
Right.
not raise money.
Well, I mean, I don't know what kind of money they have, but somebody could have to come up with the money, or we're not.
Yeah, it's going nowhere until they come up with money.
Correct.
And we're talking 20, 30, 50 million?
Yeah, I would say it's probably about another 20, 25 million, plus what we have left, like
Yeah,
13
I mean,
million.
so, seems like, they haven't sent it.
Yeah, well, we just have to get that approval to be able to come through, and then it's gonna be on their shoulder to come up, show me the money. That was the movie, right? So that's kind of where we're at. Any other questions about that? So, it's one of the things you live it every day, you know, just waiting for the breakthrough so we can get this going, so. But there's some exciting things coming for Salem, I think, and we're working on some other things with public safety. And, you know, we've had, as our deputy was here tonight, we've been without police services for quite a while. It's been awful, and it's just not right. And we need some public safety in our community, and especially when people know that it's not. We get the state police, it's good having the visibility of that, but again, we need to work on some different strategies for Salem Township when it comes to public safety, because we're not getting it from the county. So we're spending roughly $400,000 a year for 2 deputies. We get one deputy's supposed to be 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, and they're never in the township. They're over at Superior, they're over, you know, you don't see them, that visibility of them around that much. And I support the police. I don't, you know, just like this Officer Webb that's here tonight. I mean, we support them. We do ever. We want them to be housed here. They can hang out here. There's a TV up there. There's refreshments. I mean, we do. And anybody who's worked in Salem, that's why they work in Salem, because we appreciate public safety people. But as far as the county as a whole, it's a different story. It's this. They have a different vibe of public safety than I think that most of our residents here in our town expect. So we've been looking at others. We've talked to Northfield Township. We don't know yet, but the supervisor have been meeting with them, with their police chief. They seem to be very excited about maybe taking us on, and it would be a car with like a Salem unit. It would be 7 days a week. It would be 12-hour shifts, and it would give us that same coverage, about the same amount of money. So we'd get more coverage, and we would have more presence of the police here. We could have 24/7 coverage if we wanted to double that amount, which would be over $800,000 a year. But maybe there are times that Salem wants to do that. Maybe the time we're going to need that. But then we might have more income when the USD starts that we're going to need that kind of coverage. But at least we should have a plan moving forward, because it's just, you know, I don't want to be down on the county. It's just that for me to find out that we have no officers in Salem Township, and I have to find it out from residents, is just not it's not right. And, you know, we don't know if they're not working here. We don't know if they're, you know, we just don't know where they're at. And it's just, there's no communication. No, it's bad. So we're working on that. We don't have any for sure things, but we certainly are working on it. Hopefully we can present something to you in the next couple of months. It's going. So, yes, Bonnie.
If you're for sure that they're not in the township, are you asking the county for a rebate for what you're paying them?
Well, we did get a rebate.
Oh, you didn't say that.
Well, you didn't ask me. And actually, I think we got about $118,000 check.
Okay, I'm just.
Well, no, which is good. No, I'm glad you're asking it. I'm being kind of funny too, but I'm just saying, we know, but, you know, we don't know when they're charging these overtime hours and stuff like that, where they're at and where they're coming up with these. And we complained so much about it that finally we got this check in the mail because they knew we were watching it.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do.
I know, but, you know, you would just think that there would be better communications between, you know, the township and the county when we're paying them this kind of money, and then just not getting the service. So we're working on that. I think it's important that we have it. And even just, you know, we used to have, I don't know if you, most of you remember when Officer Corney and Russia were, we had 2 deputies here. We even had a state trooper here for when I first moved in the community. And these people really communicated with the people, you know, and that's what we need. We want people to be the public safety guys, and we just need that unity. So that's what we're working on.
And moving forward, they're invoicing us a whole lot less than they used to. So they're invoicing us the appropriate amount now.
Okay, just keep it track.
Well, last month, they got invoices nothing, because we had none.
Right. That's how this one.
Don't tell everybody, then we'll go hog wild and be all.
That's right, that's what I'm cautious about.
Is your windows up outside?
Yeah, so we're getting some rain. Okay, so where are we at? Are we are down to, any other discussions that you want to talk about? I love when the public talks, so feel free to talk.
How about the battery nonsense that DT's trying to shove down our throat?
So, there was some discussion today with, our planner is doing reports and all that. So they still are really pressing the issue, but we're basically saying, who is the carrier that's gonna be behind this? Like, is it DTE?
Of course it is.
Well, again, we've been talking with DTE, and they're saying that if the township is not for it, that so they don't have a contract with anybody yet. So I'm trying to get our planner to say, well, who are you contracting to have this done? Because DTE told me that they don't have a contract yet. So right now, we're just kind of doing what we're supposed to do so we don't get sued or whatever, or just make sure we're going through the proper channels. And that's where we're at right now. They're wanting us to review it. They want to come to the planning commission. We're kind of telling, you know, we need more information from you guys.
Are they still set on the Tower Road site?
Yeah, they're still working on it. Well, you can't get to your car anyway, so if you want to go, you might as well sit here and talk, because, you know, I got nothing else to do tonight. Yes, Pete?
Public comment?
Yeah, public comment.
Okay. Jay. Do I have to announce myself again? I'm Jean Daly.
We know who you are.
I just want to remind everybody that our next neighborhood get-together is Thursday, August 28th. We're going to be at the Salem South Lyon Library. If you don't know what we get together for, it's just to get to know one another. We have snacks and chat, and we just talk about what's going on locally in Michigan and America, and everybody is welcome to join. So August 28th is at the Salem South Lyon Library, and September, October, Three Cedars Farm has graciously offered to host us both September and October. So,
Thanks,
forward
Jerry.
and some cider.
No wine, sorry.
6 o'clock.
Drink before you come. Drink, hard cider.
There are some little leaflets at the back of the room. Pick one out so that you have the details. It starts at 6. When we're at the library, we finish at 7:45. 7:45. Thank you.
How about rank voting?
So,
Everything going okay, Dee? Just want to make sure,
so
the
with
board can ask a question.
So with ranked choice voting, the update is, there is going to be a legislative bill coming up for hearing in the the House Election Integrity Committee to ban ranked choice voting in Michigan for the Michigan and local elections. Because if ranked choice voting goes through, if the ranked choice voting people get their amount of signatures that they need, ranked choice voting will be a question on the 2026 ballot. And if that passes, part of that proposal dictates that local jurisdictions can either opt in or opt out of ranked choice voting. So we're trying to kind of nip that in the bud for local jurisdictions where ranked choice voting is banned. That bill, it's House Bill 4707. It's not come up for hearing in Election Integrity Committee yet, but we're waiting for that to come up soon. That's my update.
Okay. Thanks, Dee. Anyone else have any
Yeah,
questions?
just on that, Dee, they're not doing the petition thing, the 450?
Oh yeah, they're out there like wildfire. They are hitting rest stops, they're hitting, their strategy is to go to events, not go knocking door to door. They're going to major events and they're very persuasive. They make it sound absolutely wonderful, and they lie.
But if you ask them what, if they ever approach you, ask them what problem with our current voting system they are trying to solve with that, and they can't answer. Because the whole thing is nonsense.
And
But that's a good question to ask.
And the other questions that you could ask is, how would an audit be done if there was a discrepancy?
Right.
Audits are practically impossible to do because the system is so complex. Ask them what happens if someone makes a mistake and doesn't rank all of the candidates. The ballot gets trashed. A poll indicated that 27% of ballots were trashed because people voted for two candidates as choice one, or they didn't rank all of the candidates. And ask them, how many states have accepted ranked choice voting? 2. And how many have banned it? 17. And many of the states that had adopted it in previous years, this has been around for about 20 years now, they rescinded it and they said it's too complex, it's too much, it's terrible, and they just said we're not doing it.
Who are your two
Yes.
states?
Pardon?
Which two states?
Maine and Alaska. Yes,
And going back to the voting real quick,
yes.
as far as the other one that we're signing
The-
a
the-
petition
the-
for,
Only citizens
that's
vote.
strictly for state elections, right?
That's-
Not federal elections.
So there is already a law that says that only citizens vote in federal elections.
Correct.
But nobody checks. There's no checks and balances. This citizens petition is to ensure that only citizens vote in Michigan and local elections. So thank you for that clarification. Okay.
Okay, thanks, Dee. Okay, one last announcement. Saturday, the Corn Fest over here at Salem Bible Church is, if you have never been to that, you need to go to it. Bring your family. It's just a lot of fun, great food, and some singing, and just old town, old Hamlet, old Hamlet feel that you have. I tell you, I plan my trips to make sure I'm here on that Saturday. It's just, they're really wonderful people. They work so hard at it, and it's just a great time for your family. So make sure you, between the Flag Day and that, is the best thing ever. You're not going to get anything better. Yes.
What time?
Well, I'm usually there at lunchtime because that's where I have lunch. So I think it's, does anybody else?
Noon to 6.
12 to 6?
That's what their sign says, right?
Okay, thank you.
Great.
All right. All right. Well, thanks for coming tonight. Everybody stay cool, and we'll see you next month. And we'll have cider and donuts, right? It'll be that time of year. So. All right. You're dismissed.
The only thing I'm looking forward to is no
Oh, there it is. I knew it went somewhere.